Okay. Zayn, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Hey.
I'm so happy that you're here. We have to preface this with my fans are watching this like, where the fuck are you guys? We are in my childhood home, Daddy Gang, okay? Zayn and I are in my living room that I grew up in. Zayn got here and has had to look at all the embarrassing childhood photos of me. Thank you so much for coming. I've never done an interview.
Photos, just for the record.
What did you say?
I didn't see any embarrassing photos. I think you hid them all.
Actually, there's a couple. You'll see them on your way out, and then you'll never look at me the same. I have never done a podcast in my childhood home. So this feels like a little sentimental. Also, you never really do interviews.
I don't.
When is the last time you did something like this?
I think I did an interview like 6 years ago. Was the last time I did one.
So we're kind of like popping the cherry back off.
I think so, yeah.
You're getting
something
back.
Like that.
So you're living in Pennsylvania, and I obviously grew up here. I loved it growing up. It's very family oriented, very suburban.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to know, like, of all the trendy spots that you could have picked, why Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people ask me that, like, they always think it's super random that I live out here. I ended up coming out here with my ex a bit, like, and I fell in love with it. Like, it was just super, like, calm and chill, like you said, suburban. And I just wanted to, like, take a break from, like, the busy city, because, like, I was living in New York for 3 years at the time. And it just got a bit overwhelming, you know, like going out of your door to like just craziness all the time. So I just wanted a bit more like of a surrounding that like I'm used to, like where I grew up in Bradford, like in the UK. It's a lot more this kind of pace and vibe. So I feel like I just fit in better around here than I do in the trendy spots, as it were. you know.
You give trendy vibes, but I think I totally relate to that. Of like sometimes when you get
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I give trendy vibes.
You give trendy vibes. Like, look at your outfit. It's like pretty swaggy, but then you're also like hanging with the Amish folk. So it's like a good little juxtaposition, Zayn. Okay. Yeah. But what I find interesting is I love that you said like you would be in New York City, and I'm assuming you would be going out and there's paparazzi everywhere taking photos of you. Pennsylvania, there ain't no paparazzi.
No, yeah, that's a great thing.
Are they finding you or no?
No, there's none out here. I think there's like laws and stuff. They're not allowed to even take photos in certain places. And
that's too. Amazing.
So, yeah, it's cool.
Okay, the most important question: have you gone to Wawa yet?
I have. Wawa's a nighttime lifesaver out here.
I was like, how am I going to get along with Zayn if he hasn't like had a love for Wawa yet?
No,
so you love
Wawa.
it.
Yeah, like late night studio sessions. There's nothing else open. You have to go to Wawa, get the meatball sub. Yeah.
It is so fucking superior. I remember growing up and my excuse whenever I would want to go like meet up with boys would be like, Mom, like I just want to go get a Wawa sub. And she'd be like, you're not
using Wawa as your cover up. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like, again, you're kind of this mysterious guy, Zayn. We don't really know too much about you. You're kind of under the radar. So can you take me through a typical day in the life of Zayn in Pennsylvania? Like, what are we doing? Make us feel like we're a part of your life.
A typical day for me is, it kind of varies. Depends, you know, like what kind of mood I wake up in. But I take it pretty easy. Like, I just... either now, because obviously I've got my daughter, like 50% of the time it's a balance between the two things. But when I'm by myself, a typical day is I'll probably wake up around like midday, have a shower, eat some food, and then like figure out if I'm going to go to the studio and do some writing, because I've been in like writing mode for a long time, just like working on my records and stuff. So just getting into the studio pretty much, and then I'll be there like all day until I got to sleep.
Then you're going to Wawa.
And then I go to Wawa,
yeah.
Of course, that's it, yeah. And stop off for a sandwich.
Are you someone that likes to be alone?
I like my own space. I like to collect my thoughts in like a more quiet environment. I feel like when there's a lot of people around, it kind of like just gets a bit hectic for me. Yeah, I like to chill by myself from time to time, but I don't mind hanging out with people now, like on occasion, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to be the right kind of environment, and I have to like want to be there, you know?
No, I get that. I feel like that's also growing up. Like, I was recently talking to some of my audience. I was meeting them in person, and we're like, it's kind of weird when you just start to grow up. You just get more specific with who you want to spend your time with. I think that's a healthy thing. Obviously, you're on a even bigger stage because you were around millions of people in stadiums and tours and everything. But I also think that's kind of relatable of like, you know what? Sometimes I want to be alone, and then I'll still hang with people, but like, you got to be good company.
Yeah, I've always thought like it would be, you know, a pretty normal reaction to feel that way around so many people. I think anybody who was like overwhelmed in that manner would feel, you know, a certain type of way about it. But I'm definitely learning to manage it a lot better. Like as I'm getting older, like it's more of a choice, you know, rather than a hindrance. It's not like I can't do that. It's like I'd rather prefer not to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I own it a bit more. Yeah.
You obviously love music, but can you share with us, like, what are some of your other hobbies? What are you passionate about? What's other than music?
Like my main passion, I think, outside of music is art. I love to paint and I love to draw. I do a bit of cooking.
Okay, tell me one of your dishes. Come on, I can't cook for shit.
I can cook a lot of different things, but I like to cook meat, like specifically. Like I have a smoker outside, and I like to smoke like lamb, and I cook like I'll do like grilled vegetables with it and stuff.
Oh,
but, yeah.
Is this like new, or were you always good at cooking?
I wasn't always good at cooking, unfortunately for me. No, my mum kind of spoilt me as a kid. So when I was living by myself, like at 17, there was some botch jobs done for some meals. Yeah, it wasn't great. Some disgusting stuff was going down for
like
sure.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, horrible.
Noodles.
Yeah, just sandwiches, you know, out of like crisps.
That's kind of nice to be able to know, like, you can cook, you're over there painting, you can sing. Okay, no big deal. Don't keep bragging over there. Wow, making us all look bad. Do you have animals?
I do, yeah. I've got a lot of animals. I have 3 cats, 3 dogs.
Oh, do they get along?
They're kind of like in different places. I have some dogs at one part of my house and the cats in the other. We have 3 turtles, 6 chickens.
Do you name them all?
No, I haven't. Not this time. I got too attached last time, and it made me really sad.
Did the chickens die?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I took my chicken to the vet to get a scan because something was wrong with her, and the vet laughed at me and said people don't bring chickens here. And then they still charged me for an X-ray, and then I took my chicken all the way home and cried, and she died in my arms. Yeah.
Wait, Zayn, I'm like not laughing because it's funny.
It is kind of funny, but not because the chicken died, but it's just funny seeing me take a chicken to the vet.
And when you say you're holding your chicken, like, are you holding your chicken like this?
Yeah, fully on my lap, yeah. She died on my lap.
So you weren't crazy for going to the vet?
No, yeah, she had something wrong with it. We tried to rescue them. They were going to be slaughtered, I think, and they had all kinds of things wrong with them, yeah. But I've got new chickens now, and they're all healthy and stuff, but I didn't name them for that reason.
Okay, and what are the names of the cats?
Salem, Dobby, and Vito.
Dobby, is that from Harry Potter?
It's from Harry Potter. He's a sphinx. He's a pink sphinx, yeah. So he looks a little bit like Dobby.
Dobby!
Yeah.
Harry! That's so good. You're a Harry Potter fan.
I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
Zayn, I didn't know that about you. I wouldn't have pegged you as like a Harry Potter guy.
Yeah.
This is like really good vibes.
It was my thing as a kid, yeah.
That's really good. Okay, and what are the dogs' names?
Zion, Zeus, and Thumper.
Thumper?
With an F, yeah.
Thumper?
Thumper. Like Thumper, but with an F.
How did you come up with that?
Bambi. Thumper, the rabbit.
Yeah. But you wanted an F.
Yeah, Thumper thought sounded better.
Yeah.
It's better in my accent, Thumper, you know?
Yeah, it does sound pretty good. Something I love to do on Call Her Daddy is like, the reason we all are the way that we are is because of our childhood, where we came from, who we were raised by, our environment growing up. Obviously, you living in Pennsylvania right now is so different from where you grew up in the UK, in Bradford, like you described. Can you explain to people that may not be familiar with Bradford, like, what was your upbringing like and what was that environment like?
Where do you want me to start?
Just wherever it feels right. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bradford's not obviously like Pennsylvania in terms of, you know, like the wealth and the way that it's like looked after and taken care of. It's impoverished community. There's people below working class there that have a hard environment that they're growing up in. Everyone's kind of got some issues going on at home, or something's happening. Even if it's on the street or whatever, wherever you go, there's a lot of confliction. So it was very different to here in that sense, for sure. But I'm very grateful for where I grew up, because it definitely, like you said, shaped and molded a lot of identity for me. Early on, I was questioned, and like interrogated about my identity because of my environment. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, you have to have a good understanding of who you are. And I'm really grateful for that. It helped cement my own identity in myself, I think.
When you talk about like people would question your identity, I know your family is not from the UK. Your family is Pakistani. And I'm curious, is that
my father is, my mum's English.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you saying like, is that how that was influenced?
No, not necessarily, just in every sense of the word. Like, even like your fashion, the clothes you want to wear, the way you want to cut your hair, it was always, something was questioned, if you weren't doing the norm that was like, that everybody was doing, or everyone was following, everyone would wear a certain type of pant or a certain type of shoe. And if you weren't dressed that way, you would get questioned about it, like people would be very like in your face and be like, give you shit. So you had to like have a bit about you so that you could, know who you were and have a conversation back. Have a bit of wits about you, as it is,
right.
Street smarts, for sure.
You got to be able to like hold your own.
Exactly, yeah.
And when you say people are coming at you, is it more like peer dynamics or is it more like authoritative figures?
There's a balance, a mix, of everything. It's it depends, there's the peer pressure in schools and stuff, but then it's on the street if you go out there and stuff, if you're just trying to have a good time, like it's not as friendly fun, it's a bit more like irate. There's a bit of aggression going on, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Talk to me about where you grew up. Like, are you in an apartment? Are you in a condo? Are you in a home?
I grew up in a terraced house, in a rented property. We never owned our own house. So yeah, it was a small house. There was like 3 bedrooms, kitchen, living room, but the streets are all like, every house is like stuck next to the one next to it. You know what I'm saying? There's no space. You have a garden that's like enough for maybe a dog to sit in. So yeah, it's a bit different for sure. Yeah.
So you have 3 sisters. Okay, and so you are the one boy and 3 sisters.
I have 3 sisters. Yeah.
What was it like growing up with all mostly women around you? Like, how do you think that shaped you?
I feel like I learned a lot of things like early on. My sisters are very opinionated. They're very strong characters, and yeah, I love them. They're great. They were a lot of fun. Yeah, it was always entertaining in our house, for sure.
I really love when I meet a guy and you can just tell that he has sisters, because you can just tell the way they move around women. You guys learned what a fucking tampon is earlier.
I had to go to the store and buy them.
Wow. So you were like really supporting that time of the month.
Yeah.
Terrified.
Yeah.
But supportive.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. Were you reluctant to go to the store and buy
Definitely
these
not. It was just kind of weird, like when the shopkeeper would ask me like why I was buying them, and I'm like, obviously I'm not buying them for myself. Like, do you have to ask me that? Like, just let me buy this.
You wouldn't stick like a couple extra like snacks around it. You're just like tampons.
No, yeah, we didn't have money for extra snacks. It was just needs to a mean. Yeah.
Zayn's like, I'll take the supers. These bitches
means
are on
to a
it.
need, sorry, the other way around. But yeah, exactly. It was always an awkward conversation, but yeah, I didn't mind it.
I respect it. I really
do.
do.
That for your sisters.
Okay, to people obviously that weren't there in your childhood, how would you describe your personality as a kid?
My personality as a kid, I think I was a bit of a cheeky chappy. Yeah, I used to mischievous, used to get into all kinds of just childish stuff, like climbing in places I shouldn't have been and falling out of trees and smashing windows and stupid things. Yeah.
Oh.
With a football. accidentally, of course, you know.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
So you were getting in trouble a little
Yeah,
bit.
just like childish stuff though,
Yeah.
you know, nothing too serious.
Yeah,
But,
like climbing trees.
exactly, yeah, exciting shit.
Okay, so you were kind of just like doing your thing as a kid, but I also think the way that you're describing the environment that you grew up, was there a way that you could have gone down the wrong path easily because of that environment? It was easy to get wrapped up in the wrong crowd.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think there was always an opportunity to go and do something that, you know, would have got you in like serious trouble. I was really lucky in the sense that like my mother and father like were super protective of that environment. My dad was always aware of, you know, the things that were out there, and he always explained stuff to me from a young age, and kind of kept me away from that, if I'm being honest. And that's where like I developed into being a person that likes to be by myself and like in my room, like singing, recording, writing. I got into, you know, poetry and things like that because I was in my room a lot, like, and I didn't like to be in them kind of environments. It was just a bit too much, you know.
Yeah.
I was always a bit more of a reserved kind of guy, a bit, you know, artistic, wanted to do my own thing. I didn't really want to be in that, so my parents did a good job of keeping me away from it, I think. Yeah.
Did you get along with kids in school? Were you like the cool kid? Were you bullied? Like, what was the vibe?
Yeah, I think I got on with pretty much everyone, but I wasn't like, I was the type of person who only ever had like 2-3 close friends.
Okay.
I didn't have like a big group. Like I knew people knew of me. I don't think I was the cool kid,
Yeah.
but I wasn't bullied either. Yeah, like if people knew me, they were friendly with me. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of kids, we always have that like memory. Maybe it's financial, maybe it's something with the parents or the siblings or extended family, like of like a childhood memory that you remember your family kind of just being like stressed or going through something difficult, kind of like if you could remember kind of a childhood memory that you remember just being like stressed about something in your life.
Like looking back at like childhood stresses, like I feel like a lot of them were so like finicky that it was just probably just some teenage shit, you know what I mean? It wasn't anything important. So I don't really look back at things like that in my personality, the way I am. Like I've never really like looked back and been like, oh yeah, this is one thing that like kind of was, you know, a stressful thing. I think life is interesting like that. I think, you know, it depends on what you're going through at that time and how you feel, and then you can reflect on it at a different point and feel completely differently about it.
It's so interesting. I have a lot of respect even for you answering it like that, because I know that you've been open about like at one point your family being on food stamps, and I feel like a lot of people would sit here and that may have been the answer, right?
Yeah.
That would have been like, well, fuck, like I didn't know where my next meal was.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, you know, maybe it was childish shit, like no big deal. And it's like, that's interesting if you...
Yeah, no, and obviously there was some serious things like that for sure too, but I don't look back at it in terms of a negative light, you know. It all helped to like shape and mold who I am and make me grateful for the things that I have now, you know.
Yeah. So we are here because you can sing. When did you first realize you were passionate about singing and you could sing?
I think I was about 11, 12. I'd sung a little bit before, like I'd done a bit in like school choir and stuff. Funny story, I actually fancied like these 3 girls that were in choir, and they were triplets, and that's why I just was like, I'm gonna be in choir just so I can hang around these girls. And then it developed from there. When I went into high school, I went to a performing arts college, like specifically like majored in sports and performing arts. And they were doing the school production that year for Greece, and I auditioned. And nobody could sing, like, at all, like in our whole school. And I went and did this like singing audition. Everyone was like, whoa, you can sing. And then my music teacher like recommended that I get like a couple of singing lessons and stuff. And then she said, I think you should go on X Factor, I think you've got a good chance. Like, and it just kind of went from there. Like,
I love that the story started with, you know, there were these 3 triplets And it just felt right to join choir.
I was like 8 as well, by the way. Just for the
so
record.
swaggy. You're like, I gotta get in that class.
I need to just spend this time. Yeah.
Right. So like your natural just like boy interest ended up, you realized something that you had a true talent. From the triplets to X Factor, you made it. So it's so funny too, because you say you wouldn't be where you are without your mom, because you didn't want to get out of bed the morning that you had the X Factor audition and your mom made you go. Why did you also not want to go initially?
I think it was just nerves. I built it up in my head and I was like, yo, this is a massive thing. And yeah, I was like, I don't think I'm going to go today. And my mum's like, you are going. You're going right now. You're going to go see what happens. So yeah, I definitely owe it to her for that, for sure.
Oh my God. And so did you like practice? You were practicing for it?
Yeah, but I had no idea, no clue. Like they told us like we had to have like a backing track, like a karaoke version, and like I was so like inexperienced at that time that I didn't even know what that was. So like I was just planning on singing a cappella, so I was just gonna do it like without anything. And it was so weird for me to sing it on a backing track. I was like, this is such a weird experience. I think even Simon looked at me a little bit weird, like when I did the a cappella, because everybody had backing tracks and stuff. But yeah.
So that probably made you stand out, though.
I don't know. It could have worked either way. Maybe it made me sound really bad too.
No, well, obviously not. Look where you're fucking sitting.
Yeah, true.
Wait, do you remember what you sang?
Yeah, I do. Mario, Let Me Love You. And the reason I said that is because I've seen that performance back a few times and cringed every time I watched it. So yeah, it's not my best vocal performance. So there's a lot of nerves involved there for sure.
But clearly there was something in there, Zayn.
There's some talent. Yeah, there's some potential.
Acapella, and he just nails it.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by White Claw. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're way too hot to be spending the summer sitting inside and just scrolling on your phone, okay? We are getting those bikinis out of storage, and we are getting out of the group chat too, okay? I want all of us to have fun this summer, and you know what goes perfect with a 7 UV index and yapping with your girls? A cold can of White Claw, okay? I'm just getting back from Unwell spring break in Miami, and let me tell you, there is nothing more refreshing than a cool, crispy White Claw by the pool. You give me a mango White Claw and a lounge chair, I'm set for the day, okay? Daddy Gang, it is officially White Claw summer. They've got only 100 calories in 12 glorious ounces. Plus, they're gluten-free and have the taste you know and love. I always like to grab a variety pack so everyone can have their favorite flavor, from peach to black cherry to mango. You truly can't go wrong. My personal favorite is OG black cherry through and through. I cannot be stopped when I get one in my hands. It's time to celebrate the end of hibernation season. Summer is around the corner, and it's time to get out and get after it. Cheers to that, okay, Daddy Gang? Let's go find a guy with a boat and grab a claw. Pick up a pack from your local favorite spot and grab life by the claw with your favorite flavor this summer. Tell him your founding father sent you. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
When you look back at that moment, obviously, is it like surreal? Like if you even had to like watch it back, like does it even feel like a lifetime ago?
Yeah, it does. It feels like so much longer than it actually was.
Yeah.
Because so much stuff's happened in that time. Yeah, it's very interesting, very surreal. And I feel all them nerves again, like when I watch it. Like I feel like I could like give myself a hug, you know, and be like, it's okay, bro. Because I literally am like holding onto the mic for dear life. Please, nobody hurt me.
It's so good. It's so good. So obviously then, X Factor, Simon, everyone came to you guys and they had this idea to invent One Direction. And then I think I don't even know, like, did you even meet anyone before they put you guys together?
Yeah, we knew each other like just from around.
Okay.
Because we were like a similar age and stuff, so naturally you speak to people who were like a similar age to you around there and stuff. And we were at boot camp together, and I met Harry on my audition day because we both auditioned in Manchester, and we were literally sat next to each other in the audition.
Oh, so it was like fucking meant to be.
He was sat right next to me, we spoke, and I went in and did like a producing audition round, and then he went in straight after me. and we spoke a little bit there. Yeah.
So you weren't complete strangers. That's good to know. Because I didn't know if they like just threw you all together and then you were like, hey,
it's edited very well, obviously. You know, you don't see all behind the scenes and stuff. But you spend a lot of time with the contestants.
Okay, got it. Once you started, obviously, One Direction and you joined One Direction, like, how quickly did your actual life change? Was it overnight immediate or was it a little bit gradual?
It was kind of strange. The like visual evidence of life changing, like people being outside of the studio and stuff, was like when we were on the live shows, we started to get like a fan base and an audience, and you could see that people were paying interest in us. So yeah, from that point on, like it was kind of a bit crazy.
Like, what were you even able to comprehend it?
Not really. I don't think I comprehended it at all. Like, I think it's just a rush, you know. It was like just fun, and then the repetitive fun over and over again eventually is going to take its toll. You know what I mean? So then you look at it a certain way when you're in that, and like it feels overbearing. Now I look back at it like it was a rush. You know, it was fun. It was something that was amazing. Like, so of course I wasn't going to understand it. It's not something I expected in my life, but it was definitely fun for sure. Yeah.
Because it is so interesting. I think people forget, like, you were 17 at the time.
Yeah, 17, yeah.
Like, my brother lived in this house at 17 and was, like, picking his nose and going to Wawa and, like, trying to fucking get girls to pay attention to him. And you are, like, all of a sudden overnight become one of the biggest stars in the world. Can you help us, commoners over here, Zayn? Commoners. Can you help us understand, like, what skyrocketing to that level of fame can do to you as an individual when you're like by yourself at night, laying in bed, trying to understand like what is happening to you in your life?
Yeah, you can definitely get into, you know, deep places of thought if you really reflect on it in that kind of manner. To be honest with you, I don't think I was even like intellectually capable to do that at that age, you know. Like, I think it's took time for me to process them things. I think I've had to like process it with an older mind and look at it backwards and be like, yo, this was why this happened and this is what happened, and you know, we took off at this point, and this interview made this happen, and then this song made this happen, and just decipher it, you know, as like facts rather than like in an emotional manner, because emotion like just seems to just blur things, you know. Right. So I try not to think about them things on that kind of level, like, oh, I'm super famous. Like, I just make music, you know. I love singing, and people seem to have an interest in it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. No, I almost get what you're saying. Like, you kind of have to black it out and just be present, because if you stop to think about all of it, then it's all gonna come
exactly. Yeah, and that's how I deal with it. I don't black it out so much, but I just don't overthink. You know. It works for me that way, I think.
Yeah, you just almost have to stay present, because it's like, what else
in the moment
do?
Yeah, just enjoy it, and then like in, you know, 10 years time you can look back and be like, this is what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, now you can look at it in hindsight and be like,
if you have 10 years time, but
right,
if you have that luxury.
Yeah, but you've had time probably now to be like, whoa, in your quiet moments now in life where you can actually sit and dissect things that at 17, 18 years old, again, like you said, I was just having fun. I was just going with it. And also, it's not like you were just on this solo tour. Like, you were a part of something. So that also probably affected of like, be a good team player. Like, go with the flow. Like, do what you got to do. Obviously, your guys' fans are insane. They're obsessed. They're still obsessed. They're everywhere. They love you guys. Can you share any like memorable fan moments that you remember to this day that have stuck with you, of just like anything that happened that you're like, damn?
I've probably said this a lot of times, but honestly, it was one of the craziest and most bizarre moments ever. I remember coming out of the studio once in Sweden when we were recording What Makes You Beautiful, and this is before even we dropped our first single, and there was like a row of like maybe 5-6 bins, like trash cans, like outside of the studio. And I came out, and like every single one of the trash cans opens, and there's like 3 people inside of each trash.
How did I not know?
And they tried to like grab me, and it was a very memorable moment. That was for sure. Yeah, I think I had a mini heart attack.
Humans popped out
Of the
from
trash
garbage
cans,
cans
yeah.
and tried to grab you.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking video game.
Yeah, it
And, like
was.
swallow you into the fucking
Into the trash can.
What?
Yeah, it's
What?
funny, man.
Oh wow. Do you think that in any way
That's dedication, though, right? Like to get
I'm-
into a trash can, like.
Zayn, they
Some-
were willing to
some
get
kid.
in the trash bucket for you. Okay? Motherfucker, they are loyal.
They are.
Do you think that those kind of moments, though, not that we don't love the fans, we're obsessed, but like people being so obsessed with you, like, is there any lingering paranoia from people constantly staring at you and following you? No.
No, not really. I don't have paranoia in that sense, no.
That's good. You sleep well.
Yeah, I do. I sleep in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I know. Look, it's raining.
I can hear the crickets. It's amazing. There's no crazy people out there.
No one crazy in Pennsylvania. That's debatable. You're performing in front of massive crowds, and I know you're kind of saying like you were in the moment, but like, were you able to just easily get in front of all these people? Was there no fear or anxiety that came with like standing in front of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people when you're on stage?
I think there was, but I don't think we had time for it. Like, there was no, like, you have time to have anxiety or be nervous. You're just kind of going to go do it, you know, like, get on with it. So, yeah, I think we just got thrown into the deep end and we kind of just had to swim, you know, like, and I feel like we did a good job, like, in terms of, like, you know, the keeping it together and making the music that we were meant to make. I think I got out at the right time. I think if I'd have done it any longer, it might have affected me a bit more. But I think we did the right amount, you know?
I think it's interesting, too, because when you look at bands or even just like any brand that has like multiple people attached to it, like everyone loves to put archetypes with people, like the Spice Girls, for example. Perfect example. You have to label everyone. And so for a boy band, it would be like the boy next door, like the bad boy, like the brooding one or the funny one. Like, what persona do you think you played?
They used to make out that I was like the brooding serious one. Yeah, but that wasn't necessarily my personality type. I think it's just a marketing scheme. You know, you've got the Teletubbies, you've got Spice Girls, you've got whatever. Like, it's just a marketing scheme. You know, like, oh, this is this one. So I get it, but I don't think you can define an entire person to one personality trait. You know, we're a little bit more complex than that. Yeah, I don't know what my trait would have been if I'd have given myself one. It might have took a long time to come up with one if I was going to do that. So I can see why they just said, oh, yeah, you can be the mysterious one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love the Teletubby reference. You're like, the Teletubbies, the Spice Girls, One Direction. I'm like, the fucking Teletubbies.
But yeah,
But
I think
right.
Simon was behind the Teletubbies too.
Stop. Was he actually?
And the Power Rangers, yeah.
It's so fucking crazy. It's all coming
he's
full
got
circle.
he's got a
It's
marketing
all
plan.
Fuck. No, but it's interesting. So I was going to ask, like, I agree. You kind of had this, like, brooding, mysterious personality, and that's why I'm excited to sit down with you today because, again, those stereotypes that were put onto people, I'm curious if, first of all, who comes up with that? Marketing people, I guess.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, it's not like the fans. It kind of just happens.
Well, yeah, and maybe some of the fans kind of, like, naturally say this too, you know what I mean, from like pictures and things like that. Like, so
did you agree? So you didn't agree with it, but do you think you leaned into it more, or do you were just
I think whatever? I just had one face to pull, you know. In my I was doing the Zoolander, like that was it, you know what I mean. I was only a young kid, I didn't know what else to do.
I get it. If anything, maybe it made it easier because you're like, this is just my lane. Yeah, this is me.
Just stick with this. They won't ask me too many questions.
Do you think you're mysterious?
Not really. I just like to just like chill, you know, like to be in the back a little bit. Yeah, I'm a bit more relaxed. I'm not like trying to like be in your face, you know. You're not trying to jump in front. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well now you're solo, so you got to jump in front, Zayn. Okay, we're gonna get there.
Take the reins.
I love how you kind of mentioned, you know, you got out at the right time, and I think that you leaving the band obviously shook the fucking world and everyone was like, Zayn, like, no, like, keep it together. But I think what, again, we forget is you're a human being and you clearly had to take care of your mental health and do what was best for you. Can you, I know you've lightly talked about this, but just so we get a full circle moment, can you just take us back to that moment of like actually sitting with yourself and knowing it was time to leave?
Yeah, I think I'd known for a minute. There was a lot of, look, I don't want to go into too much detail, but there was a lot of politics going on. Certain people were doing certain things, certain people didn't want to sign contracts. So I knew something was happening. So I just got ahead of the curve. If I'm being honest with you, I was like, I'm just going to get out of here. I think this is done. And I just seen it. And I completely selfishly wanted to be the first person to go and make my own record. If I'm being completely honest with you, I was like, I'm going to jump the gun here for the first time. I'm a passive dude, but when it comes to my music and my business, I'm serious about it and I'm competitive. So I wanted to be the first to go and do my own thing. That was the reason. And then there was obviously underlying issues like within our friendships too. We'd been together every day for 5 years and we got sick of each other, if we're being completely honest. So we were close, you know, we'd done crazy things with each other and that nobody else in the world will ever understand or have them experiences that we've shared with each other. And I look back on it now in a much fonder light than I would have, you know, as I'd just left. There were great experiences, I had great times with them, but yeah, we just run our course.
I love that you're saying that too, because I think people can relate to that of like, if you're with the same people 24/7, no shit. And I think I can imagine as you guys were younger, everyone was so idealizing this band that you couldn't say that back in the day of like, yeah, we got fucking sick of each other. It was time to like do our own things. And I think that's so okay. But because there was this obsession, obviously, I get it. There's the nostalgia.
For sure, yeah. It's an idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when you watch Friends, you don't want Joey cussing off Chandler, you know what I mean? You want these people to be best friends. Like, it's an idea.
Yeah, you want them to stay together forever. But I also think it's so healthy because imagine if you hadn't ended it, then you really would have fucking hated each other. And being able to go on your own way. Also, someone always has to be the first one to leave.
Exactly.
And maybe it's the best thing for it. But in the time, I can imagine there's hurt feelings. Were you afraid of what the world was going to think of you when you made that decision?
I don't think I was afraid. No. I just the first thing I wanted to do was call my mom. As cheesy as that sounds, I just wanted to call her and be like, "Is it okay if I come home? Like, is this good?" Like, and she was like, "Yeah." So as soon as she said that, I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm over this. I didn't really care about what anybody else thought. That's the type of person I am. Like we were talking about earlier, I try to close them opinions off. I'm not really the type of person who defines myself on other people's opinions of myself. If people know me and know me well, they know who I am. Yeah. And I spend that time on them people and make sure that they're, you know, looked after and they get that time with me rather than the people that I'm never necessarily even going to see or, you know, have a conversation with, especially if it's a negative remark, you know. Positive remarks are always nice. I don't really pay attention to either of them, if I'm being completely honest with you. Just don't let it get in my head.
I think that's so smart because I think social media, even if you're not famous, like everyone is feeding themselves and their worth by what other people are saying about them. And it's like, you good with your family? And like, I don't mean family by blood. Like you may
just,
not be good with
people
who
that you have around you. Yeah, your circle.
Yeah.
And as long as they're good, then that's all that matters to me.
Wait, but did you not tell your mom you were doing it?
Did I not tell my mum I was leaving?
Yeah.
No, it was like kind of spur of the moment. Like I'd not told her beforehand, like, oh, I'm thinking of leaving. I just called her on that day and that I was leaving and said, I'm coming home. Is it okay? Have you still got a bed for me? And she was like, yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, man. So it's
She's like, yeah, come back.
Yeah, my dad wasn't so cool about it. He was like, no, you got to stay with Simon. Simon's going to stay you right. Like, don't come home, stay there. But my mum was like, yeah, you can come home. Please, son, come home, you know.
Oh my God, that's actually really cute that the first person, like, Mom, do you have a bed for me? Mm-hmm. She's like, let's go. Because didn't you also buy your mom, one of the first things you did with your success is you bought her a home?
I did, yeah.
How cool was that to be able to buy your mom something after everything she's done?
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Wild. Okay, so you leave the band and take me to when you're laying in your mom's home, you're in bed. What were those next couple weeks like for you, like mentally and emotionally?
It was interesting. I was just trying to get stuff together. Like, I wanted to get like a plan of action, you know what I mean? So I was like on a bit of a mission. I wasn't there too long. I went home for a little bit and then I went back to London and started working and stuff.
That must have been so stressful too, because I feel like, I guess we see it in various different forms, but like if you make a jump, even if someone like quits their job, right? They're like, I need to prove to myself and other people that like I now can do it. Like, and
Exactly,
so did you put pressure on yourself when obviously you came out being solo? Like, were you fucking nervous?
Yeah, for sure. It's a very different experience standing on stage by yourself too. Like, it's a whole different workload as well, singing 3.5 minutes of a song completely by yourself. Like, when you've got a song divvied between 5 people, you're singing a little bit of a verse, maybe some ad-libs, you know. I preferred the workload, I'm gonna be honest. But
you're like taking a nap in the back. Harry's like, Zayn, it's your part. You're like, oh,
yeah, oh yeah, nice one. But yeah, I just kind of had to like make an adjustment. I started practicing a lot more, singing a lot more, and just like making sure I could sing for 3 minutes.
Right, you had to be like, I need to get back to my Let Me Love You days.
That's it.
Where I'm like back
It's
on
all
X
about
Factor.
me, yeah.
It's just me. I'm curious, and I don't know, because I know you were saying, and I totally respect it, of like you were kind of just in this phase of going, and you didn't have time to stop. But when you did go solo and you left, did you have to take any moment to be like, who the fuck am I, independent of now not being a part of something that I was identified as in media?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's why I've took the time I have to like not even necessarily do interviews and do too much like press exposure, because I feel like we were so overexposed in the band that like it takes a bit of time for you naturally to progress as a human and give something else that is interesting that you have to say. You don't want to be sat there just saying the same shit on repeat, you know what I mean, day in, day out. Like, I think there should be a good, healthy break in between, and that was my approach to it for sure. So I feel like in terms of, you know, figuring out what your identity is as an artist, the only way you're going to do that is by living. You know, you can't just be on the conveyor belt and expect to have any sort of experience that's new that you're going to give people.
I love that too, because I feel like people, especially creators, there's such a stress about taking a break, and it doesn't mean you're actually taking a break. You could be working
Still
your
working,
ass off.
yeah, you're just
but like popping out of the
not
scene,
doing it in the spotlight.
yeah. And were you able to just not have anxiety about it? Because you're like, I know I'm coming back, but it's like, I gotta just be good on my own shit and not be fulfilling the tabloids and everyone else. Like, how am I on my own right now?
Exactly, yeah.
Interesting.
That was the whole thought behind it, for sure.
So you started doing your own solo music, and I remember when you came out, Pillow Talk, all the good stuff, you popped off, and it's like really dope to see you coming out with your own sound and creative, and it's you, and that's exciting to know, like, you are producing this, and it's not obviously, and no shade to One Direction, but like, you're one of 5, like, you can't really have a full say in shit. Now this is you. When you started on your solo career, like, was there anything that you really wanted to make sure that you could bring to life that maybe you weren't able to when you were in a band, like creatively? I just wanted to talk about things, you know, that were a bit more real, like, and authentic to situations that I was going through in my life. Like, obviously certain things that we would talk about in the band was always very, you know, clean cut, like just glazing over the top, not really any depth or any stories to what's going on. And that was always a big thing for me. Obviously, I understand, again, from a marketing scheme, that like the audience and the fan base we were appealing to at that point was that kind of vibe. So it was never going to work for that kind of audience. But yeah, I just wanted to show people that had a bit more depth. Yeah. I get that, because like, even earlier you said like you like to write poetry, and I'm like, I can only imagine how much the writing process is therapeutic, and you get to infuse parts of yourself and your identity, whereas that just like wasn't in the past, which it shouldn't have been. Like, it was a band, it was great, whatever, but now you can actually artistically exercise that part of yourself, which must be, I think, really, it's difficult
for people to write songs even from one perspective, you know. Like, there was 5 of us in the room when we used to write sometimes, and it was so hard to get us all to like have the same viewpoint and want to talk about the same thing. So in that sense, from a creative point, it is a a lot more freeing for me. Like I can fully get to grips with every part of it, you know, the melody, the story, the production, the emotion, the feeling that I'm trying to convey in each song. So in that sense, it's super liberating.
It's cool because I think we're getting to know you a little bit better now that you are doing solo music. But do you think that the world even like slightly knows Zayn yet?
I don't know. I try to like move in a certain way that, you know, hopefully I will still have some juice. You know, I don't want to give everything all in one go. So if they don't know everything yet, that's okay. But hopefully they're getting to know me a bit better in this interview. You know,
See,
they're getting to see my thought patterns.
Still a little mysterious,
Yeah,
Zayn.
I'm trying to be an open book.
We like it. Okay, how about this? Describe yourself in 3 words.
Describe myself in 3 words. Well, I'm definitely not going to use mysterious as one of them. I would say I'm a chill, funny, loving guy.
All the girls watching this are like, ah, so nice. That's so nice. What's your favorite thing about yourself?
I don't know. I think I like the fact that I'm pretty witty. Like I'm pretty smart. Like, and I enjoy that about myself. I think.
You're good company with yourself.
Yeah. I enjoy that I'm pretty smart. I have little laughs to myself, you know, about that.
What's your least favorite thing about yourself?
I'm a bit sensitive sometimes. Yeah. Not in a bad way. Like, yeah, I can like take things the wrong way sometimes. I'm definitely working on that.
Like, give me an example.
Like, I just like tend to like, if somebody says something to me, like I'll take it the wrong way if like I really care about their opinion, what they're saying to me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Then you'll get upset.
Yeah.
I think that's good though. That means you care. Right?
Yeah. Like I said, with the people that are close to me.
Right. Do you think you at times can be too caring in moments that you need to learn to like?
I'm learning to be a bit more tame with it. Yeah, for sure.
Little boundaries.
Yeah. No, not boundaries. Just like I'm just learning not to like get in my head about certain things. You know, across the board. Like I exercise that well in terms of like dealing with the media and things like that. But I don't necessarily do that too well in my personal life. Sometimes I take things to heart. Yeah.
That's good though. Again, it does mean you care. But I get then you're like, yeah, but then I'm over here like dying inside. I gotta like muster up the courage to.
Then I go write a song.
Yeah. Put that into a song, okay? Give us one that's like really sad, so we can.
I've
cry.
got a few.
Oh, really?
A few really sad ones. Yeah.
See, this is what we need.
Okay.
We need some criers.
We've got some cry moments.
What do you think is the biggest misunderstanding about you?
That I'm like super serious. Like that I'm like super stern and serious, yeah, all the time when I'm not. Like I'm just chill. I know that like a lot of people have like high energy personalities and it's just not the way I am. It's, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a bit more relaxed about things.
It's actually nice to be in person with you because I could see in media it could come off, I get it, like serious. You're literally just chilling.
Yeah.
You're relaxed.
I'm just relaxed.
You're cozy in your sweater. There's thunder. There's rain. We're just
Pennsylvania.
Relaxed.
I didn't even have to drive too far. Came to your mum's house.
This is an advertisement from BetterHelp. You guys know I am a huge advocate for therapy. There is nothing more important than investing in yourself. Overall, in our society, mental health awareness is growing, but there's still progress to be made. I know there can be a stigma around seeking mental health support, but when people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them. It impacts families, workplaces, and entire communities. I definitely noticed a huge improvement in all of my relationships once I started taking the time to work on myself and prioritize my well-being. So let's encourage everyone to take care of themselves and break the stigma. Finding the tools to feel healthy and happy makes everything in life feel more manageable. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is also fully online, making therapy both convenient and affordable. Over 5 million people worldwide use BetterHelp, and it's easy for any user to switch therapists at any time at no extra cost. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. We're all better with help. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/daddy. That's betterhelp.com/daddy.
Let's talk about anxiety. I know that you have lightly talked about it in times, and I just want to talk to you about like how anxiety affects your life. What has it done in terms of playing a part in your personal life and your career? Like, just talk to me about what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, so I think we kind of touched on it a bit earlier, like when we were talking about, you know, like the nature of our job, you know, like what we were doing in the band and the situation being on stage in front of thousands of people. I think it's a really normal place to experience anxiety, you know, like you're going to go and perform in front of, you know, a lot of different people that you don't know who they are. And it's not a natural thing to do, you know, in terms of everyday life. You don't just talk to thousands of people, you know. So it was something that I had to, you know, learn to adjust. Anxiety for me, I've learned is a feeling that now has a word, you know. And I feel like for generations, human beings have felt it and not really even been able to put, you know, the finger on what it is. But we overcome it, you know, and certain things in life can change your perspective on them things. And I think for me, like, since I've had my daughter and since she was born, like, the main thing in my mind is like trying to be a good example to her, like in terms of, you know, I can do things and I can achieve things and I can overcome things and you can do this too. And to let things like, you know, a feeling stop you from doing that after having a child feels like a really small thing. Like I feel like I've like had to step up, you know, as a man or just, you know, as a person. And be this example to her that doesn't succumb to these feelings. That's why I'm even doing this interview, you know, like I used to get a lot of anxiety around like having a conversation like this, just in this kind of environment. And I want her to be able to look at me and be like, yo, my dad's doing this, you know, he's the man, he's cool. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Yeah. So that's helped me a lot for sure.
That is so fucking cool to, obviously my mom's a psychologist, so I grew up and I think mental health was not a conversation for most families, and hopefully it will be. But like I've watched my mom talk to so many people and talk them through how to get over a panic attack, how to get over anxiety, how to not get over it, but like manage it, live with it, be okay to go about your everyday life. I think sometimes if you don't have anxiety, people look at people with anxiety like, just get the fuck over it. And I think it shows up in everyone's lives in such different ways. And I
don't think that's the way you can look at it, you know. I think everybody's situation is individual. Yes. I think it takes an individual experience then to happen for somebody to overcome that too, you know.
Totally. If you think about the first time you can recall in your life experiencing anxiety, did you experience anxiety prior to fame?
For sure.
Like, take me to like a moment in your life where you remember being like, wow, I didn't know that was anxiety, but now I do.
But I enjoyed it. That was the thing. Yeah, like I enjoyed being in that feeling. And then it got to a certain point, I think, where it just became too much. Like it just was weighing on me, that feeling of like anticipation and then getting the adrenaline and then the after feeling of that, you know. As a young kid, I loved it. Like I loved being on stage and I loved performing. It was like a free space for me to go and be a character, because it was, you know, I was playing a role in some little school performance. It was nothing serious. When it became a thing that had a lot of weight behind it in terms of, you know, people watching and stuff, then you're gonna have you're gonna have natural feelings of anxiety.
People staring at you, judging you, writing about you, following you, taking pictures of you. That's a lot. Can you share with us, like, in the heyday of paparazzi and insanity, like what would be something that would really trigger your anxiety in those days?
Just the idea of like not being able to just do normal things, like to just go outside and like walk out onto the street, you know, like because where we lived it was kind of a bit crazy, and there's just people always there like waiting to take a photo and stuff. And obviously thinking about having a child and like raising her in that environment, it was just very claustrophobic for me. I didn't want her to have to be like exposed to that because she didn't choose it, you know, like it was a choice that I made. So I was like, we need to get out of here so that she can have some chance of like a normal childhood, you know, where there's not cameras flashing in her face constantly.
Let's talk about you being a father, because it's really cool to see you talk about anxiety, which again, I have so much respect for even you being able to talk about it, because I know it's like you're not that public about your life, and that's something that you live with every day. And to say like having a child has helped you overcome something that is like in your day to day, that's like pretty debilitating in moments. Yeah, but you being famous and having a child, like deciding to move here, I can imagine you're trying to shield her from this life that you also are still trying to figure out. Like, is it a lot?
I feel like there's a healthy way to do it, you know. I'm not necessarily trying to shield her from it, because she's gonna know, you know. She's gonna get to a certain point, she's gonna have a certain level of awareness, she's gonna know what's going on. I'm just trying to give her an option, you know. So it's like a choice for her. Like if she wants to be away from it, she can be out here. Like, because I am a famous person and I get sanctuary here, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like she is going to have a lot of options, and whatever she wants to do in her life, obviously I'll support her, for sure. So good.
Okay, how has becoming a dad shifted your priorities in life?
The crazy thing is, obviously I have her 50% of the time. So that time I have with her is so important, because I feel like she's growing up so fast. Like, so when I'm with her, I don't work like at all. I just spend a full day with her doing the things that she wants to do, like painting, Play-Doh, this, that, go to the park, go to the theme park, go to the zoo. Like, we just have fun. Like, and I feel like I've like rekindled my own childhood, like through her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we get to a certain point in adult life where everything's kind of vague and grey and boring, and she's brought that colour back for me, for sure.
What is a dad quality that you've proudly taken on that makes you laugh a little when you think about it, of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this?
I keep being told I'm telling dad jokes and I'm leaning into it. I'm just like, it's okay, it's cool. Like, I'm using like Christmas cracker jokes and stuff, and it's really funny. Like, people just look at me like I'm a weirdo, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a dad now, I'm allowed to tell these jokes, so you have to give me a pass.
Wow, Zayn, I didn't expect that, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I love a dad joke.
You're like full dad vibe.
That's it, yeah. I'm going full.
I love how you're like, I'm fully leaning in. There is no stopping me. Okay, well, you haven't cracked one here, so if you want to, you can always give us your best. But, you know, when it feels
we'll say that for another time.
Okay. What is your favorite thing to do with your daughter?
My favorite thing to do with her is she shows a lot of signs of like musical intelligence already. So I just love like playing instruments with her and singing with her. Like, I'll sing and she sings along, and she can do like good harmonies and stuff already, and she's only 2.5, like, and she harmonizes with me well and like finishes notes, and she can hold them for a long time. I'm like, I think you might have a bit of ability, you.
I'm picturing the two of you playing with Play-Doh, and you start singing, and then your daughter starts singing.
She
and
can
it's
hit
like
these high notes, like falsetto. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, yo.
Like, whoa, you're good. You want to be on
I
my
could
next
do
album?
this. I didn't speak till I was 3.
How the fuck do you sing?
Yeah,
whoa.
it's mad.
Wow.
And she remembers like full lyrics to songs as well, like every word. It's mad.
Wow, we
We'll
got a
see.
superstar in our hands.
We'll see.
Okay. It's interesting to hear you say like you're singing to her, which like would have loved if my dad could have sang. He can't. What are you singing to her, and like what are her favorite songs that you sing?
She loves Disney movies, so we sing a lot of Disney songs together. Sing like "You've Got a Friend in Me" and stuff. Yeah, she sings it really cute.
Honestly, that's really cute thinking about you guys singing that. What qualities of yourself, aside from like having that musical aspect, more like personality, like what qualities do you see from yourself and your daughter?
I think she's funny. Like she's a bit of a cheeky one. Yeah, she likes to have a bit of a joke and stuff, and like laugh a lot. She's chilled though, but she loves reading as well, which is something I think she definitely took from me. Like she just has a affinity for words. Like she remembers everything.
Has becoming a parent changed your relationship with your parents?
Definitely, yeah. In a like respect way, you know, like you just have so much respect for the things that they've put aside for you, you know, like when you realize all the sacrifices that you make as a parent, like just to be there and be present with your child, like you can't have nothing but respect for that, for sure.
I know you said like obviously you have her 50% of the time, you want to make the most of these moments. Like what's something that you guys have done together recently that made you so happy and you had like such a great time?
We went to Nickelodeon in New Jersey, which was
so fun.
Really good. I enjoyed it. I know it's like super childish, but like I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I had more fun than it was good.
That is so good. How is co-parenting going?
Co-parenting is good. Yeah. We have a really good relationship for Kai. She's the you know the main importance. So yeah, it's going well.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Zayn's like, from me.
From me, yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you if I can ask one question just about, like, as delicately as I can go about it. I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask about the 2021 incident.
Okay.
I know you can't really speak on it. I think, obviously, as a man, you like there was a lot out there said about you, and you basically took the high road and didn't say anything, and you kind of put out that like blanket statement of just like, I want to respect my daughter and not say anything.
Exactly, yeah.
And I can imagine how difficult it is, kind of like almost a culmination of everything we're talking about today, of like, how do you balance when something is out there about you, about your character, that people are reading and speculating and saying things about you, and how do you decide when to speak up and when to like be silent and like chill on it and not really go there?
Yeah, so for me, like we were talking about earlier, I don't tend to get involved when people say things online, whether it's got something to do with me or whether it doesn't, because for me, my most valuable thing that I have in life is time, and that takes so much time in a toxic environment to like explain yourself to people and justify this. And so I just kind of keep to myself. I knew what the situation was. I knew what happened. And the people involved knew what happened too. And that's all I really cared about. If anybody, you know, of a sane mind would look at the situation, I believe that you could respect that. Like, I just didn't want to bring attention to anything, you know. I just wasn't trying to get into a negative back and forth with her, any sort of narrative online where my daughter was going to look back and read that and be able to read into it, and it would just be something that there was no point. I believe I dealt with it in the best way, like in an amicable, respectful way, and that's all that needs to be said, you know. I feel like it's a lot of negativity, you know.
I can only imagine, like, first of all, no fucking family is perfect, and so to be on the stage that you guys are on,
and like you said, your family issues, you know, like if something happens in the family, like, I'd rather keep that between the family, you know.
Totally.
We don't need a whole audience of people and opinions, because it's hard enough to manage between two.
I more so just also wanted to give you the chance because I think you obviously handled it so amicably. I also think in doing my job, like, this is a podcast where I'm trying to support women, right? And like reading headlines, like, I wanted to hear from you, obviously, because hearing you even today, I don't know if, like, I'm just going to say what it is, like, you have said you have 50% custody. And so anything that we've all read online, like, well, if that was true, then that would have affected that.
Exactly,
so I think it's important to just say, like, me doing my job, I just wanted to clarify, like, it's not like, unless you can correct me, like, you don't have to have people with you while you're with your daughter and, like, visitation rights. Like, you have custody of your child.
Yeah.
So I think it's just important to say, because people are reading this shit being like, oh my,
yeah,
you know
no, for
mean?
Sure, yeah, and I'm super full on, hands on with my child, every chance I can be. If I could get 60%, I would have it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your music. You're coming back. We're getting a song. Tell me what inspired the song. What can we expect? Give it to us.
Yeah, so I'm working. I've been working on my record for a minute. And I have a single for the summer coming out called Love Like This, that's like a standalone song, just a summer jam. It's a good vibe, like, yeah, it just feels like summer.
That's what I think we need.
We do need a good summer
like
tune.
We just need a bop. Like, someone asked me recently, like, oh, like, what's the song of summer? And I actually said, you know what, like, I'm interviewing someone and I know they have a single coming out and I have a feeling that could be the song of summer. Are you nervous to go on stage, like, alone?
I was, yeah. Like, when I first started, like, performing by myself, I was nervous, and I'm still nervous now because it's been a few years that I've been on stage. But I have this, like, energy too. Like, I feel like I have something to give, and I want to get on stage and be there again and feel that. That's one thing I can say. You know, like, my fan base has always been supportive in that manner. They're always just like, we're here, we've got you, like, when you're ready, we've got you, you know, like, come. We're gonna come and listen to your tunes. So yeah, I gotta be super thankful for that, and I'm super grateful, and I feel that love for sure. So I'm ready to prove these people right, you know.
Can we expect any music inspired by your daughter on your records?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm doing a record that I don't think people are really gonna expect. Like, it's a different sound for me, and it's got some, like, more narrative going on, like real life experiences and stuff. So yeah, my daughter's mentioned in there a couple of times.
Wow. I think that's going to be so fucking dope to actually hear from you in long form, essentially, because an album is in long form. Like, we're going to get to know you more, which is exciting, again, because Mr. Mysterious over there, we're still trying to understand Zayn. Okay, what is something that you want your fans to take away from this interview?
I'd like my fans to feel like they got to know me a bit, because you keep saying I'm Mr. Mysterious. So,
you've been open. I do appreciate it.
No, so I'm hoping they got to know me a little bit, and they feel like they've seen me and caught up with me a bit, and, you know, they're going to see me a lot more. Like, and I want them to know that, like, across the board, like, I've kind of had a full, like, mental rehaul, and in the best way, thanks to my child, and, you know, being able to see things in a different light. And I'm going to be a lot more present, and hopefully people are going to see me a lot more.
I love it.
Yeah.
Zayn, thank you so much for coming on Call Her Daddy. This was truly a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Camila Cabello, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
I'm so excited.
I am so happy you're here. To anyone in the Daddy Gang that is listening to this and not watching.
The Daddy Gang.
The Daddy Gang. Do you want to say hi?
Oh my God, yes. Hello, Daddy Gang. I love the community aspect of it.
Would you consider your sister Daddy Gang?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, that makes
my
me feel
sister
cozy.
is Daddy Gang for sure.
I love how, can I say, your mom walked in here and she was like, don't worry, I'm not going to be listening.
I know, because I could just intuit, like, I could read your energy that you were like, oh, her mom is here.
I'm like, what
that
do I
limits
have
the
in here that's
questions.
sexual? I'm like, just close your ears and pretend this isn't happening. To anyone that's listening, Camila walked in here and she has platinum blonde hair.
I know.
How did you decide to do this?
You know, I felt like I needed a big physical change, because I feel like, I don't know, my dark hair has been with me for all of my life. I feel like it was just like a big part of how the public saw me, the world saw me, how I saw myself. And I feel like it's just been a year of like, the theme has very much been like play and transformation and changing and being brave. But I feel like also the music is so different, like the world is so different that I don't know, for so many reasons I was like, I feel like a physical change needs to like accompany that.
Yeah.
And then I tried on a few different wigs.
I was going to ask, because I was talking to someone like, would I ever change my hair color? I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I would, but I would do wigs before you just go for it.
I definitely think you need to do wigs because it's such a big change. But I do feel like everybody should do it. I mean, not everybody should do it, but it's like a fun, like, I don't know, it brings out a different part of your personality. And it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like a YOLO, like, I don't know, just like, fuck it. Is it okay if I
please?
Should I take a sip?
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're drinking wine.
Okay,
everybody.
I need a little bit of wine because we were talking about, I don't really do stuff like this. So I definitely was like a little nervous, but I'm really excited for like my fans. I feel like they like haven't seen me be a person in a while.
Okay, wait, cheers.
Cheers.
I'm going to look over and Camila's going to be chugging the entire thing. Like, no, what? Wait, slow down. No.
Yeah, it's 1 p.m.
Yes. For context, it's 1 in the afternoon and the sun is out and we're drinking wine.
But
so
honestly, I haven't drank in a second. I've been working so much. I feel like I kind of deserve. You have had a really busy schedule too. You told me yesterday.
I was doing meetings with foils in my head. Like, what are we doing?
We deserve this.
In our hectic, fast-paced lives, we could use some slowing down. Haagen-Dazs is made to be savored and enjoyed slowly. Introducing new Haagen-Dazs Belgian waffle cones, a completely new experience that's worth slowing down for. Daddy Gang, you've never had cones like this before, okay? They'll take crunch to a whole new level. Each crispy waffle cone is filled with the velvety smooth ice cream that Haagen-Dazs is known and loved for. Then it's finished with delicious toppings and a decadent bite of sauce waiting for you at the bottom of the cone, okay? Haagen-Dazs Belgian waffle cones come in 4 delicious flavors: vanilla salted caramel, summer berry, triple chocolate fudge, and toasted almond fudge. Boom. Sign me up. You guys know that I have the most hectic days at the office. So when I get home, I love to grab a little treat, toss my phone away, and take a minute to myself. These cones are a must-have in my freezer. I'm obsessed with the summer berry flavor. It's fruity and it's sweet. And seriously, it always hits the spot. It's the perfect way to end a long, stressful day. Ice cream just always hits the spot for me, and these Haagen-Dazs cones are truly the perfect treat. Savor your moment of slow with new Haagen-Dazs Belgian waffle cones available at retailers nationwide.
That's what I get excited about for these type of interviews, that you haven't done something like this in a while.
No, and years, I feel like.
And I think it's important, though, to sometimes like step back. Like, why do you think you haven't done something in a while?
I think it was just, I needed to kind of protect myself from, I actually wouldn't even say protect myself. I think I needed to just be a human being. I needed to be a person. I needed to kind of step away from being a public persona and just work on myself from the inside out as opposed to like the outside in. I mean, I've been in the public eye since I was 15 years old. So I feel like so much of, especially the first maybe 7 or 8 years, I was like kind of figuring myself out at the same time as like trying to process and take in what other people thought. Even if I'm not necessarily reading it directly, you just kind of subconsciously are trying to figure out what to do with all of that. So I don't know. I think I needed some time and some space to be like, who am I? What's important to me? What are my values in that sense, but also like, what are my hobbies? What do I like to do? What's my taste in art? What kind of people do I like hang out with? What kind of people do I not like hang out with? And I feel like that's kind of the journey I've been on for the past few years, and it's been really nice and healthy for me. I feel like I really kind of needed to do that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you growing up for a second. Okay.
Girl,
you're like,
cheers.
Cheers again.
My
Cheers
God,
again.
to exploring childhood.
We're going to go through all the eras.
Yeah, the origin myth.
Okay, born in Cuba.
Yeah.
You moved to Miami when you're like 7.
Yeah,
How
it's so
did-
funny because I always say 6 or 7. My mom is like, you have to like pick an age.
Right, like which was it?
Yeah,
You're
I'm like, I
don't know.
moved when I was 6 or 7, and when I was 6 or 7, it's like I always say that.
So 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Camila moves to Miami. Can you tell me, like, how did your parents explain to you that you were moving?
My mom told me we were going to Disney World,
Oh.
as immigrant parents do. They lie to protect us. I love my mom so much. She's not watching, so I don't have to worry about hurting her feelings on that one.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. But yeah, she told me we were going to Disney World, and I was really excited until maybe a couple months passed, and I was like, wait a second. I'm still here, and there's no Disney World. And yeah, it's funny. Like I really empathize with that, that age, that version of me, because I can imagine that it's probably informed some parts of my personality in the sense that like one day I had like all my cousins and all my family around, and the next day, not to like whatever, like a pity sob story or whatever, but one day they were there, and then the next day I was kind of like, oh, where is everybody? I actually had this song that I wrote that didn't end up making it into the album, but like so many empty chairs for like Christmas dinner or whatever. It was like some like lyric like that. But I think that's such a like visceral image that I can remember. It's like a lot of noise, and then it was like just me and my mom.
Why did you guys move?
I think it was just the situation in Cuba was getting more and more difficult, like lack of there was just like such a ceiling, like as far as like, my mom was an architect, and even if you had a good job, there was just like there was like not a lot of resources, like even like food, medicine, education. Like I don't think a lot of people know like the situation there is like really it's pretty tough, especially right now. Like there's not a lot of food. I have family members that have come even like a month ago that are still coming, and they see like the food that we have like in the pantry, and they're like, we're just like not used to this. And I think that's like what's amazing too about Miami and the community there is like, I think because everybody has those common like start from nothing thing, like it really is like, hey, like if you don't have a job, like I've got this uncle, I got this cousin, like you come work for me. You don't know how to do this? Well, it's fine. I'll teach you, whatever. And everybody's just kind of like
Helping each other.
And also just like helping each other improvise. And we're constantly like trying to like bring our family over. So
I think even when you were saying the like 6 or 7 age, I think at that
the
time,
new age, 6 or 7.
Yeah, new age,
one word.
6 or 7.
I came
6
when
or
I was
7.
6 or 7.
When you were 6 or 7, I'm thinking about you moving to having to go to a new school, moving to a new country, probably not completely speaking English.
Oh no, not at all.
At all. How did you even,
no
like,
speaky.
How did you make friends? Like what was school like?
I really made friends. It's crazy to think about. Like in hindsight, I made my best friends through music always. I was always like, my first friend that I made, her name was Giselle, and we lived in like an apartment complex. She lived in the same complex as me, and we bonded over like the Cheetah Girls. I wanted to be them so bad, and I loved like Cinderella, like that. It's actually crazy how much I am realizing a lot of these things came to be in
I was
my
gonna say
life.
you manifested this
Yeah,
shit,
I know.
bitch.
I really
Okay.
manifested the
Fuck.
shit out of like my fucking life.
Then you were
But,
Cinderella.
Yeah, I know.
No big
And I was
deal.
in a girl group. But anyway, so like we would, like I would bring the CD or whatever, and we would like just dance to it and pretend like we were in a girl group. And then like, when I was in elementary school, it was like we would pretend to be on American Idol. Fuck, I manifested that shit too, I guess. I'm realizing. And then we were like, I made a like mini girl group with my friends, and we were called Lion Girls, Queens of the Jungle, because I love the Cheetah Girls. That's not a like musician flex.
It's a huge
You're like,
flex.
that's a really good name.
I'm like, God damn. What
Yeah.
did you sound like back then?
And I remember like this one friend that I had, like my best friend, we would like, I remember during the summers, we would like, we would be on the phone and we would like just be singing on the phone. Like, oh my God, I did like this, that riff sounds so good. Like everything was honestly really tied to music.
So you knew from a young age that you like loved performing.
I wouldn't even say performing because I was really, really shy. It was like really reserved for my friends. And I remember my friends even say now, they're like, remember when we used to be like sing, because I don't know if that was a thing for when
Yes.
it was your age, but I feel like anybody who was like had like a good voice in school, it was like
it was kind of like
sing.
and at the time it was like it was in such like good faith that people were trying
No,
to,
it
but
was so
meanwhile
cute.
the person that is gonna have to sing feels like fuck all of you, I don't want to sing. So if I was to ask any of the kids that went to your school that weren't your friends, like, okay, Camila at 15 years old is going to become a huge pop star, famous, what do you think they would have said?
There were people that were like, I didn't even know that like she sang.
Stop.
Because I went through different phases. Like I think there was with some people that I was really funny and class clowny and whatever. And then for most people, I was like really shy.
Okay, let's talk about X Factor. So
Yes.
I'm reading online and I'm like, wait, is this true? I'm like, you said that you went on X Factor first to just meet One Direction.
This is true. I mean,
Tell me the plan. Like, what was the plan going in there?
I mean, honestly, I was a huge, I don't know if I'm curious if you were too, but I was like, like I was like such a big pop culture fan, like
Yes.
since I was young, and my friends and I really bonded over that. Like we didn't love fucking One Direction. We loved One Direction.
One Direction.
Yeah, we loved One
We
Direction.
wanted to fuck One Direction.
100%. I mean, at that age, we just wanted. I wanted to just kiss them,
kiss.
Anything. But yeah, even if at an early age, I wasn't like I want to be a singer, because I think it just wasn't even a thing that I thought of. Like it was like, bitch, how? Like
right.
Like
how will this be a career?
Yeah, like I don't have anybody that knows anybody. I'm like in Miami, like nobody fucking. The most that we had was, I don't know if you remember, like when that like person would come on the radio and be like, auditions for Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Do you want to be the next Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber? And all my friends and I would be like, yes!
And it's like, there's no way, bitch. Like, everyone sit down. I just so you know, I was one of those girls too, being like, yes.
Did you audition?
No, I couldn't
All of my
sing.
friends and I auditioned, and they were like, you are amazing. You're only going to have to pay $15,000 to go to this acting school. And my mom was like, yeah,
Bye.
Scam. But that was like, in hindsight, it was always the center of my life was music and singing and writing and whatever. It was always like my obsession. And I think like One Direction or pop culture was like an extension of that in a different way, in a more probably hormonal, crushy way. But
Relatable.
but I really was like, I need to audition to X Factor, and I need to do whatever it takes to make it to at least the point where I meet Harry. Really, all of them, but like
Harry.
But really Harry. So, yeah.
Poor everyone else. It was always Harry. Then like Zayn really popped off. And like I'd met him in person. Great guy. Like I was like, oh, okay. Like
no, and Niall is so lovely too. He's like amazing. But it's just
Harry. It's Harry.
I was like, I really, really. He was an inspiring muse for me at 15.
When you talk about a guy when you're younger that you were obsessed with, like it
It's
does
a sickness.
It brings you back. Like I kind of had that with Justin Bieber, where you're like,
I was also obsessed with
Justin, and I'm like, oh, I want to be the one less lonely girl. Like, shut up, Alex.
It's crazy
like,
how delusional you are at that age.
You
like,
believe.
No, you believe that you're meant to fall in love, that they don't know that you are the girl for them. Like, they don't know it. But once they do, there will be no stopping that train. It's crazy how delusional you are at that age.
Did you ever do this? Like, I remember I'd be at concerts and I'm like, if he just locks eyes
no,
with
me too. Me too. I'd be like, I remember like going to the concert being like, I have to look incredible. Because for some reason I thought me at 15 years old with like my like insanely terrible like side bang and like, like that he would lock eye and then he would know for some reason. It's crazy. I still have some of that delusion left in me now.
I think it's good delusion though, right?
It's fun. It keeps things spicy.
It does. On your toes, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just like wanting things you can't have.
No, delusion is a necessary ingredient, I think, to like my happiness. But I definitely had way more at 15. I definitely was like, once he sees me, he's dumping Kendall Jenner.
it's so
Like, he will know.
He won't even know. He won't even know what hit him. When our eyes lock,
Yeah.
it's like game over, baby. Wifey, okay?
And then I look pictures of myself at that age, and I'm like, oh my God,
Sweetie.
like I look like such a baby. Like,
it was never going to happen.
never gonna happen.
But you joined Fifth Harmony. And obviously you
Yes.
don't join One Direction, although you probably wanted to be like the one girl in the group.
But I joined what felt to me like at that time. Like I was like,
Yes.
oh my God.
Yes.
This is happening to me now.
Oh my God, no, that's actually so crazy. Like you were becoming like the female version of the new One Direction.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember when we were at X Factor and they started like calling our names up, I was like, I know this fucking story. I have seen it.
Obviously, there was a lot of drama when you walked away from the group.
Yeah.
And now that like time has passed and you look back at everything, like how do you feel about how everything went down?
I feel like I'm like can really focus on and remember the really joyful times. And, you know, I grew a lot in that group. And I remember waking up on tour and going to my hotel room at like 7 a.m. and going to my garage band and like writing songs because I didn't want to like, you know, do it while everybody was there. And I just like, I had such a passion for that turned into writing. And at first I was like, oh, maybe like I want to write for other people. But then it turned into like, no, actually, like I want to sing these songs by myself. And I started just like distancing myself from, I feel like, the group vision. And it felt like, you know, they were still like really passionate and into that. And so I just was like, I'm not happy here anymore. Like it doesn't feel aligned. You know?
I think also like that's so okay. And I think there's two parts of it. One, people can look back and be heartbroken that something breaks up. So understandable, similar to One Direction.
Of course it is. Like, oh my God. Yeah,
but
it is.
It's kind of necessary to grow.
It's like any breakup. Like, yeah, it sucks.
Yes, which we're gonna get into. Okay, so I'm thinking back. You joined this group at 15, and I'm thinking about like you were in it for 4 years. That's basically like a high school experience. Like,
oh my
God,
like, yes, it is
crazy. You're a celebrity at such a young age. You're touring. You're busy. Did you have time to date? How did you meet guys? What was the vibe?
When I was 15 to 19, it was like guys that, you know, maybe like not a lot, like a few. And it was very like we saw each other maybe once or twice a year. I really started dating and whatever, like probably when I was like 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
because before that, it was just like the group was like all encompassing.
That was your relationship.
That was my relationship. Yeah.
I feel like everyone remembers their first love. I remember mine. I feel like you can kind of never be the same after it because it teaches you so much, and it is, you experience so many firsts with this person. What comes to your mind when you think of like
my first love? My first love was, I feel like I've had a few, maybe a couple great loves.
Okay.
How about you?
I think I've had a couple as well. I think it's interesting because now that I'm engaged, I look back on it and
I like that wasn't.
Well, it's interesting. It's like, it's different. And I talk about this with Matt all the time. And I'm so happy that we have a healthy enough relationship to talk about exes and not be like insecure about it, which I would have been insecure in past relationships to talk about exes. But when I think about being in love, I definitely can pinpoint like the first person I was in love with that I met when I was like 16, and it was just this like all-encompassing,
oh God,
just,
yeah,
like,
me too,
wrecks you.
Me too. And 17 was probably my first like really in love. I don't know, it's like there's so many different connotations to in love though, because sometimes it's like who was I happiest with, or who made me the most devastated. And sometimes it's like, God, what even is the right definition of in love? Because there were people that, there was, you know, one person that made me the happiest, and there was the other person that made me the most sick and crazy.
Right.
And I don't know what is the definition of like, what's the most in love, you know?
It's a good point. It's like, I feel like when I look back, I agree with you. All of my loves are different.
Yeah.
But it's also just so fucking weird because you are so different. And I think of like what I was giving maybe in my first love. Like I was definitely not someone bringing health and wellness to the relationship.
Oh
like,
my God.
It was like fighting and writing letters and like that it was like that Notebook type of love where it's like so fucking hard and devastating. You're just like, fuck my life. But when you leave those type of relationships, I feel like it leaves the biggest lasting memory for a while because it was so hard and you fought so much and it was so loving but then difficult that like you can kind of romanticize it once you leave. Where the people that left you happy, and if it was more stable, I have found it was easier to move on from, just because I can like kind of put it in a corner of my brain and be like, that was so great, but I know it wasn't meant to be. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, totally. I mean, I think like there is a part of me that still, it depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes I really want peace and happiness, and other times I still miss and love that chaotic, sickening feeling. And I don't know what that is. I have to explore it further in therapy. But there is something like so kind of like addictive about that. And you know, it's interesting because it's like, you know, it's like the classic like nervous system quote, like whatever. I mean, actually, I don't know why I said classic, because it's not a classic. Classic.
But it's relatable.
You know, that quote is like, find someone that's good for your nervous system.
Yes.
A lot of the times, the people that do make you feel fucking sick with love are not good for your nervous system.
But it's addictive.
But it feels so good and terrible at the same time.
Because when it's good, it's so fucking good.
Because when it's good, it's like, you could cut my leg off today. I will be smiling all teeth, you know?
But when it's bad, and I think this is what's so interesting, when it is bad, and I think back to those type of relationships, there's something like that makes you feel even more romantic about it, because it's like we're fighting, we're working, we're like
totally.
It's just, it is kind of convoluted, and there are some relationships that take a lot of work to then get to be good, or there are just a lot of relationships that just shouldn't fucking work, but we put so much into them because it is addicting.
And it really changes, I feel like, as you age. Like, I feel like when I was younger, so many relationships were like my projection of people in my head.
Yes.
And I really romanticized the shit out of them. And I really took a little thing that they said and I just ran with that. Totally. You know? But now I find that it's like the people that you meet that are like really exciting and how you have real chemistry with, it's rare and hard to find.
It is so fucking hard to find. I find like the first couple hangouts, you will kind of be able to just gauge like if it's there, because I'm not someone that's as much of like a slow burn type of person.
I am not a slow burn. And what sucks is that I hear that that's the healthiest thing. No. It's like, I've heard podcasts where people are like, if you kind of like this person and if you're curious, just go on a second date. And I'm just the kind of person that's like, if I am not like going to sleep, like wanting to have you inside me. Like
no, I get it.
Honestly, that's extreme. Maybe not that. But if I don't leave the date and I'm like, wow, it's really hard for me to have that slow burn approach, but I'm trying to be more like that. I think it's just...
I agree. I also just want to validate you because it's not extreme what you just said. I think when I've left first dates, you want to like, I know it sounds fucking crazy, but this is a girl podcast, so everyone girl will get it. You leave and you can like literally quickly go through like picturing yourself in like positions with them and places, positions physically and like places in life, and just like kind of quickly the next year with them, and you're like picturing like the next date and your sexual chemistry. It's
disgusting.
You can kind of envision it. And then if I can't with someone, it's hard to go on the second date.
I know, but a lot of people say like you should, and you know, and
fuck us.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, God damn it.
It's interesting, but
so you're single.
I love it.
You're
I am.
single.
Yeah.
What is single Camila like?
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Neutrogena. Summer is here and the sun is shining. You need powerful sun protection that feels light on your skin. Meet Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Sunscreen. This SPF 70 lotion absorbs fast with a smooth, dry touch finish, so you'll forget you're even wearing it. It blocks 97% of burning UV rays and is water resistant for up to 80 minutes. Lightweight, effective, and perfect for sunny days. It's just what your summer needs. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Sunscreen. You can't feel. Shop now at Target.
What is single Camila like?
Okay. I try to really prioritize that part of my life.
Okay.
because it just makes me feel, it's just so fun.
Yeah.
I honestly love being single. I love it. But I've been in relationships for a lot of since I started dating. Like since I started dating when I was 20, I was in long-term relationships a lot. So it feels fun to just like get to know people and like talk and like see what happens.
Yeah. Those beginning
fun.
stages are like
Beginning stage also my weakness, because I love a beginning stage. It's so fun.
it's so good. It's I think why I had such a hard time getting into serious relationships for a
feel
while,
that.
because the thrill and the excitement and the unknown is so fun, and then
It's
once
so
it
fun.
becomes like predictable, I used to be like bye. But
I feel that.
when you get older again, like you start to realize there can be a balance,
and you start to realize there are other things that are important. Like you can go deeper, and that's surprising. And you know, at the end of the day, it's like we're people that are. I really believe like we're never just one person. We are constantly changing. Like Matt could be a different person in 2 years. He will be a new person.
Yeah.
And so there's always something new.
Yeah,
But
that's a good point.
But I do feel like I think also because I was just in like a heavy like you know, like writing stage. It's really experiences. I'm just like so hungry for experiences. Like the more experiences,
The better.
the better.
Okay, so one experience you had recently that we all saw online
Oh gosh.
was you were on a vacation with Drake.
Oh gosh. Well, you know what?
I have to ask. I can't not ask.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Have you guys ever been a thing?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't say like straight up vacation.
Okay.
It was vacation plus some work.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh, wait. The whole internet just broke.
So it was vacation plus some work. But I will say, you know what? I love that man. I love him.
We all love that man.
We all love him, right?
The internet really loved him recently.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so have you ever had, can we confirm or no?
Have I ever had what?
Like a little thing with Drake?
Beautiful artistic collaboration with him?
Yes.
I may or may not have.
What is it like going on vacation with Drake?
Okay, first of all, we did not go on vacation.
Like the two
This
of you?
was like a homie, like friends trip.
Okay.
So let me break this down.
Rewind.
Okay?
Rewind.
So basically, Drake was a big love him.
Love him.
Love him as an artist for real.
Me too.
Love him as like, right?
Yes.
He's the best.
Yes.
Who the goat? He I love him so much, and I really listened to him a lot during my writing process, during my album.
Yep.
And I really felt like he would like my album.
Love.
For real.
Confidence. Fucking love it.
And so I DM'd him and I was like, hey, I really want to play. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it out there.
That's fucking baller.
We gotta make shit happen.
You gotta make shit happen.
We gotta make shit happen. So I DM'd him and I was like, I would love to play you my album. I honestly feel like you would really love it because, you know, because I listen to him a lot, and I just feel like I really do feel like musically in a lot of ways we like the same things.
Yep.
And I feel, yeah. So we hung out. I played him my album.
What'd he say?
He loved it.
Okay.
And I thought that he would, and I was like so excited. It was also such a surreal moment for me to like play Drake my songs, and like,
dude,
you know, that's
insane.
another one of those things that you're just like, wow, I would have never expected.
It's like
that this would happen.
A dream.
It's a dream.
Like,
it's a dream. I remember being there and being like, wow, this is like so fucking sick.
Right.
And he's so generous and so kind. But anyway, so I didn't like just go on vacation with him. It was like a vacation, like work thing. But honestly, I will say I love him. And that has been such a fun part about this whole experience. Like this has been it's been a really insular process in terms of like me taking it back to basics, in terms of like me like really focusing on like, you know, my craft of writing or whatever. But at the same time, literally I could chug this whole thing right now, of like huge toast to that. And he's amazing and I love him.
Let's do a toast to Drake.
Toast to Drake. To Champagne Poppy.
God bless.
Yeah,
we all love you.
God bless. We really do love you. I love you.
Dude, okay, so you are single. So what is the approach to dating? Are you looking for something serious? Are you going on dates? Like, what is happening?
As far as looking for something serious, I don't know. I have phases. Like maybe like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, oh my God, like I want to really have something real with someone. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for something real again. And then I am like, talking and like meeting someone new. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this. This is so fun. I don't want anything serious right now. So it really is like, it's different phases. I really think I'm like, there's so much going on right now that if it was somebody serious, I would really have to connect with them on a really deep level, which I always hope it is. I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. Like I love my fun, but I'm a hopeless romantic for sure. And I literally, if I have like a great kiss with somebody, I'm like, I would die for you.
Right. Like we're in love.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Are you someone that will have a roster? Like what's the situation? Are you good at handling multiple men at once?
I do like a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit of like there's like maybe a few vibes.
Yes.
There's a few vibes. And I think there's a different level of like, for some people, roster is like, the intimacy is like maybe sleeping with all of them. That's too much for me. It's more kind of like vibes and talking, hanging out, whatever. But I can't be serious, at least at this point, with more than one person.
I completely agree. I feel like when you're in the single stage, it's helpful to kind of just like pick around and just kind of like keep a couple people in the arena just to be like,
that's where I am. Like, what's your vibe?
Yeah.
What's your vibe?
Right. And then like once one kind of drops off, you can pick up a new one.
Yeah.
But it's fun. And
You're my new favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think as busy as you are, I get that. It's like, unless the person is going to be like, holy fucking shit, this is like
if you're
late night till 3 a.m., you're fucking talking.
Exactly. If it's late night till 3 a.m. and we have this insane connection and I'm like, oh, you're like, it's giving father of my children vibe. Like I will fly anywhere you like, what you come, like whatever, then I will do that. But if it's like, I liked him and he was cute and that was cute, then it's like, I'll see you when I see you.
Wait, have you ever flown a guy somewhere?
Only in like relationships vibes. Okay. No, I mean, I haven't like flown them.
Got it.
They fly
Not at the front of the plane.
Yeah, I haven't piloted them to my hotel room. But I mean, like, they have flown to me.
Yes.
But I haven't been like, let me just get you your flight. Yeah, I'm not
daddy energy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
What gives you the ick?
To be honest, one of the things that would give me the ick is I don't really want to be like, with a guy, like, I don't want to be like on my daddy shit.
Have a little bit of like that, like, masculine energy, kind of take control.
Take control.
Especially because you're in control all fucking day with your career.
And that's a big psychological thing. Do you feel like that too?
I was going to say, like, I want, for sure, respect. But if I'm like, I am literally running the ship here.
No, same. Like, if I'm making decisions all day and I have to be like on my fucking like whatever.
Daddy shit.
Unironic daddy boss girl shit, you better come correct when it's time. And let me just not think about anything. Like, I want you to like, I want to let go and surrender.
Right. What is your philosophy around ghosting? Are we ghosting people? Are we not?
No, I don't like that. I mean, I actually had a conversation with my friends the other day because I went on a date with this guy.
Okay.
One date.
How'd it go?
Not great.
Okay.
I didn't like it. Okay. And I went on a date with this guy and I asked he was like texting me and I asked my friends, I was like, hey guys, if I don't answer, is this ghosting?
Do you go out in public with this person?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. And so.
But they're not like.
Right.
He wasn't famous.
Right. Why did it not go well?
It was just so boring.
Like there was no spark.
No. I was thinking about.
Every other ex.
Yeah. Like I was
that
just
can't
not.
happen. That's the fucking worst when you're like.
Or just the number one on the roster.
Oh. You're like, he's looking real good right now.
Like, you're like, I'm just thinking about number one. And you're like,
get out. Just leave.
Yeah.
But you went through the whole fucking date.
I honestly, this is actually crazy. So I was hiding my hair.
Were you wearing like a beanie?
I was wearing a black wig and.
No,
I was just like, my head really hurts.
Camila, you said that you had like a headache. Yeah. Did he know you were wearing a wig?
I told him. Yeah.
You're like, babe, the wig's really pulling. I gotta go.
I was like, I gotta go.
What did he say?
He was like, yeah, Of course, let's go.
You're like, no, but like alone.
Yeah, I feel bad. I really hope he doesn't see this.
He won't. There's
I don't
no
think
way.
he'll see this.
But the thing is this. Sometimes in life, you gotta just feel the vibes.
And you know what? Let me rephrase this just,
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case.
It wasn't that it was boring. I just was like, my heart
Wasn't in
in
it. I think
my
that's
heart
okay.
was my heart was with someone else.
Listen, I
And-
think that's fine to say, and I think we, especially as women, need to get more comfortable, because how many fucking times are men like, nah, she ain't hot enough, or like, nah, she's not that. You just didn't vibe.
It
with
wasn't
it.
it.
That
Wasn't it.
doesn't
It
mean
wasn't
he's not an amazing person.
It wasn't a fit. But I am sensitive about ghosting because I feel like you have to be kind to people. And but however, I didn't text him back because I was like, I don't know. Honestly, if somebody were to say right now, hey, and my friend actually, they gave me good advice. They were like, don't text him back. If he keeps texting you, then say, hey, honestly, it really wasn't a fit, but it was so nice to meet you. Wish you well. But he didn't keep texting. So I was like, I'll leave it. But if things had gone on like further, then I'm not a fan of the ghosting thing. I just feel like it's like, why hurt people? Just be nice. Don't lead them on.
I agree.
Let's just,
And I also, just to clarify for your own conscience as we're drinking our wine, that's not ghosting.
I don't think so either.
Right? He sent you one text, you didn't respond, and I kind of love a guy that's self-aware enough to be like,
to
got
stop.
it, checked
100%.
Like, she's
and
not
also,
into
it's
it.
like it's one date.
Right, like, yeah, like we didn't like have
exactly
3 months together.
100%.
And then I just,
that's crazy. When people do that, if I was with somebody,
no.
and they ghosted me after we were intimate or after we whatever, I would be like, you're just like, that's a very unkind thing to do. And I wouldn't want to be with somebody like that anyway.
What is the biggest red flag that you've ever willingly ignored?
So many. I mean, right? Like,
So many.
I don't know. You start. Give me an
I
idea.
would say, like, I think when I look back at past relationships, something that comes up for me is like feeling insecure around him.
Oh,
Like,
big.
You
Big.
should never feel like, oh my God, I don't want him to see me in the morning if I have like a breakout, or like do I look good enough for this date, or like if I'm on the date, is he looking at other women? Like, when you're with the right person, you would never think that way. And I think that is something I would ignore in this one relationship I had, where I was constantly feeling like I wasn't good enough. And it's like, why? Like, I am.
Yeah, I think that's a big red flag, is like how you feel. Like, that's just such a big temperature check in relationships. Like, I've been in relationships before where I'm like, if I am miserable for this long, there is just something off. And every time I've been like, it's me. Oh my God. It's my, what is it? What am I? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, a lot of the times it's like, it's just not right.
I agree.
It's not right. It's like, if I feel so much better when I'm not with you, and then when I'm with you, I feel miserable and overthinking and anxious every time, then we are just not right. And then I think you kind of keep going because you have this like hope or some ideal of what the relationship is. We can work on it. We can this, we can that. And it's like, sometimes it's like you have to temperature check. Like,
yeah, just like, it's not right.
It's not right.
Have you ever been cheated on?
I'm lucky to say I have not been cheated on.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's amazing.
Maybe I really don't think this counts, but I was like 17 talking to a guy, but I don't think that counts.
Have you ever had someone go through your phone?
Oof.
That's a yes. How did you see them checking it?
I had deleted some texts.
Right.
And they were like, why did you delete this text message history?
Got it.
With another person. And I was like, my phone deletes things. Like, I was like young, and
you were being a little shady.
I was being a little shady.
And then they caught you. Mm-hmm. But that's where it's so fucked, because you're like, who's in the wrong? And then it's like the meme of Spider-Man where it's like,
I was definitely in the wrong.
Okay.
Sure.
I love that. My phone deletes things.
God, I'm terrible.
Bullshit. That's such a bad lie. It's amazing.
I was like, I've never been, to this day, I don't think I've ever been so scared in my life.
Right. You're like,
I was like,
Apple.
My phone just like, I deletes messages, like whole complete message. I don't know.
Crazy.
But I broke up with him literally 3 days after that.
That's good.
But shit happens. Life happens.
It happens. Okay, we're going to play rapid fire. If you had to trade lives with any celebrity, who would it be?
I honestly would say no one.
Really?
I like my life.
Love.
What about you?
I don't know why this just came up for me. I don't know if it's the wine.
Yeah, go.
But I was going to say like maybe like Meryl Streep.
Interesting.
I think I would.
I mean, it would be amazing to be like one of the best actresses in the fucking world.
I think it's more because I think if I had to pick a celebrity, I would want someone that's like not in the public eye and like chooses to not. She's never being paparazzi'd. She's never in it. So Meryl Streep. Okay, we're moving on.
No, that's a good one.
Okay. Have you ever had to lie to your friends about a guy you were seeing?
Yeah. Oh my God. All the time. Like, not all the time, but like, I love this TikTok that I see. It's like your friend is like, you like show them like a terrible text and it's like, and what did you respond to him? And you're like, like when my friends are always like, my friends are cold as fuck. Cold-hearted.
Those are good friends sometimes.
They're like,
though.
dude, how could you text him back? Don't text him. Don't do that emoji. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you guys were mean.
Fuck.
But but it's good.
They're keeping you in line.
Oh my God, yeah, because I'm like the opposite. I'm a dumbass.
I get it.
I'm an idiot.
I was just going with it.
Yeah.
What is your biggest insecurity?
My biggest insecurity, like internal, external, whatever.
Whatever.
This is probably the wine too. And I saw this Jodie Foster like interview. Like I was reading it yesterday. Congrats on your New York Times article, by the way.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
I didn't read it because I didn't want to make myself nervous before the interview, but I love the New York Times, and I was like, oh my God, look,
there she is.
But I saw this one New York Times or New York or whatever, like Jodie Foster interview, and she was like, for somebody who values privacy so much, I really want to be understood, and that really resonated with me. I feel like my insecurity is like, I don't know, some like childhood thing of like being like, I don't care if people get me. I don't care if people, whatever. I'm just going to be myself. But at the same time, really wanting people to understand me and you not dislike me or whatever. So I don't really know. I think it's like a general insecurity of like probably like being seen and then not loved or whatever.
I think that is one of the most relatable feelings. Like, I think we all can try to put up a front of like, I don't care about like the mean comments or this or that.
I try to not care, but
we care.
At the same time, it's like, we're
humans.
I want love from people,
right?
You know?
And you want people to understand you because like, I can tell you have such a good heart that like, it's a difficult balance of like people seeing things online and then you're like, I can't run to defend myself every moment.
No,
but
not at all.
It is tough when you are being perceived in a way that you're like, that's not accurate. That's infuriating.
It is. There's a lot of surrender. Like you have to really let go.
If you're spicing it up with lingerie, what color are you wearing?
Ooh, I think black.
Morning sex or night sex?
I honestly love morning sex. I like both, but and my favorite is actually like, I love like an afternoon vibe. Because it feels so like European. It feels so like you're like not working, and it feels like so primal in a way. Like I don't have to work.
Right.
Let's just like eat fruit and like and coitus.
Love you. It's so good. If you're going home with someone, are you going back to his or is he coming to yours?
I prefer him coming back to mine for sure.
Biggest turn off in the bedroom?
I don't like silence and like just like no passion.
Yes.
I need like
going through the motions.
I hate going through the motions. I'm like, why are we even doing this?
Right. Why aren't we like making eye contact? Why aren't we making out? Like,
why aren't you saying things to me? Like, let's like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I get it.
Yeah, to me, I'm like, I would rather not have this.
Favorite sex position?
It depends on the vibe and it depends on the energy of whatever's happening in that moment. Like there's like in love sex and then there's like kind of freaky vibes.
Yes. I get it.
You know?
I get
so I think different strokes for different times.
I get it. Okay.
Literally.
I gotta ask what your opinion is on getting back with an ex.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by White Claw. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're way too hot to be spending the summer sitting inside scrolling on your phone. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop letting plans die out in the group chat, grab a White Claw, and go make some memories, okay? Whether you're yapping poolside, hitting a barbecue, or just kicking back around a fire, a cold White Claw goes perfectly with your summer plans. That's right, Daddy Gang. It is White Claw summer. 100 calories in 12 glorious ounces, gluten-free, and the taste you know and love. I like to pick up a variety pack so that I can guarantee everyone can get their favorite flavors. I am personally through and through always a black cherry girl, but Matt loves the mango and Lauren's favorite is lime. So there's truly something for everyone. It's time to come out of hibernation and stop leaving everyone on red. We're finding a guy with a boat and we're having a damn drink. My friends and I strictly drank White Claw for an entire girls' trip last year, and now I can't even smell sunscreen without being reminded of that trip. It was honestly the best time ever. There is nothing better than warm sun, a tiny bikini, tiny bikini, and an ice cold claw in your hand. That is peak life. Pick up a pack from your favorite local spot and grab life by the claw with your favorite flavor this summer. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer works. Chicago, Illinois.
I gotta ask what your opinion is on getting back with an ex.
I'm personally, I think it's known. I'm a fan. I support it. Supported it in the past.
Cheers.
Cheers. What about you?
I think it's so
I personally think it's helpful. It's helpful because I am not a person, you can't forbid things from me because I will want to do it more.
Yes.
If I tell myself, some of my friends are really good at that. They're like, well, I'm not going to text him because blah, 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 blah. I'm not like that. I'm like, if I want to text him, I'm going to text him.
I agree. I completely agree.
You
like,
know?
I've gotten back with exes. Even if I know it's not going to work, sometimes you need that closure.
You need to know that it's not going to work.
And it needs to be on your terms.
And then you need to be over it. And you need to be like, I did it. And I know. And I know.
Okay. So I have to just say it.
Yes, sure. Fuck it.
Okay. So it looked to the world like you and your ex, Shawn Mendes, kind of like dabbled with the idea of getting back together about a year ago.
Yeah.
What was going on?
You know, I think it's like what we were just talking about. Like,
you're just like,
Yeah. And, you know, it's crazy because I just like, I'm kind of like impulsive in that way, I would say. Like, I feel like if I feel it, I say it.
Yeah.
And I'm not really good at not doing that, like I said, because then the worst place for it to live in is my mind.
Totally.
And then I'm like, you know, Ryan Gosling in The Notebook building a house for this person. So I would rather say it and, you know, see what happens and then wake up the next day and find out that it's been heavily documented. I just like I opted for that route. But, you know, but it is what it is. It was a great route. It was a fun time. It was a fun moment. And, you know, and I will always care about him and love him. He's such a good person.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky, you know, because some people have exes that are awful and, you know, and he is not. He's a really kind, good person.
When you rekindle something with an ex, I've done it myself. I find, and I don't know if this is for you, I find the second breakup is always a little bit easier than the first initial. 100%. Because it's kind of already been over.
Yes.
Then you try to rekindle again.
Yes.
How did you guys make this huge decision to be like, okay, we're moving on?
I think it was just like, it wasn't even like a decision. I think you just kind of are like, yeah, this doesn't really, it's not a fit. It doesn't feel right. And I think luckily, you know, I was in a place in my life where it took me less time to realize that. Like, and it took us both less time, like to be like, this doesn't feel right. And we don't really need to like try so hard to like make it work. Like, it's all good. Like, this is not feeling good. Like, let's be friends. I love you. I love you. It's all good. Let's move on. You go do your thing. You go do mine. Become the person that, you know, that you're becoming. And I'll root for you. And that's it, you know?
Getting back with an ex for a moment, it is sometimes helpful because it makes the first sting less hurtful because you kind of relived it for a second. You're like, check. Still not right. We can kind of now like fade off and be like, it wasn't what we wanted, and that's okay, you know?
Yeah, and I think the worst thing that you can live with is like a what if or a doubt.
What is your take on the idea of right person, wrong time?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't think that there is such thing. I feel like if it's the wrong time, it's not right. It doesn't matter if it's, I think right person or wrong time is still a way of keeping yourself tied to the person. And it's almost like right job, wrong time. It's the wrong job.
So true.
You know?
So true.
Like, it's like,
When you say it like that,
you know?
no, you're right.
There's just no such thing. Like, I feel like, I feel like if it's the wrong time and that makes it a person that's, I love like just the simplicity of like, it sounds so clinical and non-romantic, but like, it's just not a fit.
Like when I met Matt, I was like, this isn't the right time. Like I really wasn't looking for a relationship, and I really didn't want a relationship when I met Matt. I was like, fuck. But we made it work.
There's no such
he was
thing.
The right person.
Because there's no such, I feel like there's no such thing really. I mean, maybe there is such thing as, I mean, maybe wrong time could be classified as like long distance or you're going away or whatever.
But still.
But then in that case, it's just, it's not right.
Right. Like if it's right person, you will find a way to make it work.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
100%.
What do you personally think is the most difficult aspect from past experience of like going through a breakup?
I think it's like like a long-term breakup.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's really just like the like, where does the love go vibe? You know, like you have so much like care and love for this person, and it really does feel, I've luckily up to this point in my life, I haven't experienced loss, like real loss, but it feels like loss, but that person is just still out there, and it takes your own restraint, reminding yourself why it's not the right thing to like keep you away from texting that person or whatever. And also it's like feels very out of your control, because sometimes it's like I wanted it to be this person so bad, like I wanted it to be, but it's not, and that feels really hard to let go, like to be like, I really wanted this to be it, but the fact that it's not, that I can't make this person who I wanted them to be,
it's tough.
It's really tough. Like it really feels like you can't always get what you want kind of thing.
I do kind of love how you said that though. It's so true of like, where does love go? When I'm thinking of like, what would my answer have been? I'm like kind of similar, where you're like, how did we love each other so much? And now it's not going to work. And we know the reasons it's not working. Yeah. But like we loved each other so much. Like how do we just like float away from each other and like, that's it?
Yeah, it's like where does the energy go?
Right.
I find like it was so funny after like there's been breakups where after I'm like, I tell my best friends, I'm like, can I just like hold your hand more and like be more like touchy with you? Because that's like a big love language for me, as you've probably seen in videos, is like touch, physical touch, and even like the touch starvation after, and you know what I mean? It is really hard.
Totally.
Like I'm like, can we just hold hands?
Right.
Like
that's when it gets tricky, when you go through a breakup of like, do I miss him or do I miss the things that came with having someone that I was in love with? And that's really hard to discern of like, I miss a best friend. I miss someone that's like gonna hold me and like hold my hand.
And it's usually that. I think for me in the past.
I agree.
You know, and that's where you really have to be like, I didn't get what I wanted.
True.
I really wanted this person to be this. I really wanted us to be this, but
it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
For all the girls listening, I'm curious if you have any advice. I've been through it. I think social media makes it so much fucking worse. How do you handle from past shit of like, when you know you and your ex are moving on at different paces? How the fuck? Oh my God,
it's the worst.
Oh, I'm like, I be out here fucking stalking bitches.
It's
I'm
torture,
like,
Sam.
It's just like, how do you handle it? I don't even know if you have advice. Like,
I really think it's like, I have been an absolute psycho. Absolute psycho.
I love you for admitting that, because aren't we all?
And honestly, even worse when I was younger. When I was younger, I would be dating a guy and like stalking his ex.
Camila.
I'd be like, what is wrong with me?
Everyone raise your hand in this room.
I still, honestly, I definitely like,
we all do it.
It's been a while since I've been in like a long-term relationship, but God, I was like, he's like telling me he loves me. And meanwhile, I'm torturing myself over somebody like he's not even with anymore. It's like so crazy.
It's so hard.
The torture. I think like my advice would be, I've gotten better at this, is like, I'm a big like mindfulness, like kind of Buddhist practitioner person. not practitioner person. That sounds so
You're a
fucking weird.
practitioner.
I know, like what? But I think like self-compassion is really important when it comes to that stuff. It's like I could do something that's gonna really hurt me, or I can put the phone down.
So fucking hard.
It's really hard, but you almost have to do it out of kindness for yourself.
And I think like giving ourselves grace, like it is normal to want to be interested in that shit. Like I think it's so annoying when people are like, oh my God, you like stalk your ex. It's like,
oh, fuck you.
Literally fuck you. It's like, if this person was in your bed, you used to have sex, you were intimate, you were in love. Like, of course there's moments where you're like eating a French fry one day and you're like, oh, what is he up to? It's like, it's natural. Just like you're wondering what fucking kids from middle school are up to and you go on Facebook to look it up.
Oh my God.
Like,
also, like the people that don't admit that, I'm like, oh, please, like, you're not fun to talk to. Like, where is your, like, fucked up human side?
We're crazy.
Let us be
crazy. Breakup sex. Are you a proponent? Has it helped you in the past? Does it ruin things for you?
What does breakup sex mean?
Like, you're like, this is over.
Oh.
But.
Yeah.
And then you do it one more time.
Yeah, of course.
And, like, have you found it makes it more messy? Or is it more like, okay,
I feel like if you're wanting to have breakup sex, you're probably gonna hit each other up next week. Like there's still something there, you know? And like I said, I'm sorry, I'm a proponent. Like I don't believe in the forbidden fruit. If you want it, do it. Kind of like date them till you hate them vibe. I don't actually hate anybody, but I'm saying do it until it's out of your system. And my friends really don't agree with this. They're like, you're an idiot and we hate you and don't ask me for advice anymore because I'm sick of you. But it's been helpful for me. And, you know, and I also think I think the hard part is like sometimes you do waste some time in that way. Like you like are still entertaining something and maybe there could be somebody out there that's better.
I think the point to close out the dating chapter is like, everybody that's listening, like, don't feel shame if you go back to an ex.
No.
But protect yourself in those moments of just knowing, like, there could be an end date and just be okay with that. And maybe there's not an end date. Maybe you guys are going to stay together forever. I think it's just like.
And know why.
Yeah.
You still keep going back. Is it the sex? Is it the chemistry? Is it.
The emotional connection?
Is it your self-esteem? Is it whatever? Because I think, like, one thing that I feel like I'm always trying to do, and I'm not trying to, the risk of I'm not trying to sound preachy, is like, I feel like always doing the inner work and inner questioning of like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And if you still want to do it, do it.
Totally.
But just know
why you're doing it.
Like what you're getting out of it.
Your new music is on the way, which everyone is freaking out about.
Did you hear it?
I did. So I was at the hairdresser and I'm like, where do I listen to this? And I'm holding it up to
God.
my ear. And I'm listening also, like me obviously interviewing you. I was like trying to listen to the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is she trying to say?
By the way, which I love.
It's so good.
Thank you.
It's everything. Because it's so fucking raw and it's so fucking real. And I wanted to ask you just like, what has it meant to you in the writing process and everything?
Yeah. Well, I think this is like I love this quote by this poet Rainer Maria Rilke that's like, live your questions.
Okay. Oh.
Have you ever heard of that?
Wait, no, I love that.
I read this book. It was actually in COVID time and it's called Letters to a Young Poet. And there's this poet that's asking him, like, he has so many questions. And I think he's like probably in his 20s. And he's like, the one advice I can give you is to live your questions. And I feel like this was my Live My Questions album, Live My Questions chapter. And it's like very, really like sitting in the discomfort of things and realizing there's not going to be a neat in a box answer. It's like, I feel strong in these ways, weak in this ways. And there's no real clear answer here. But yeah, like the album process has been like such a journey. And, you know, it started off with me really having that intention of going back to how it started for me, which is just like, you know, sitting with myself and, you know, really like getting back to that first like passion of songwriting and, you know, like nerding out over references and artists and poetry and whatever, and really tapping into that. And then finding the collaborators that would really help me. I worked with like this amazing producer named Pablo El Guincho, and he really championed that for me. And whenever I would get kind of nervous or doubtful about like, should we bring any other co-writers in the room or whatever? He'd be like, no, this sounds like you got this and we got this and, we can do it. And he brought in Jasper Harris and the three of us kind of like made this whole project. And it turned into like, I'm excited for you to hear the whole album because it really is like, kind of almost turned into like this very like solidified songwriter voice for me that became kind of like a persona and a world.
Oh, wow.
Which is the first time I've really done that with an album where it's like has its own kind of color palette and mood and aesthetic and sonic vibe. And, it's like it became kind of like its own world. And then obviously like, the people that I'm like a huge fan of, like there was so many artists that kind of came in and, it's just been like so fun and amazing.
I'm so excited for you because when I just read some of the lyrics, it feels like we're actually just like inside your brain, like reading your diary almost in a way. And I love how so much of it felt, you're right, of like this back and forth of like where your brain goes when you're in the middle of situations. And it felt so real. And like when I was reading it, I'm like, oh my God, I've experienced this in my life before too. It was very relatable, but the way that you were able to articulate it was just fabulous. And I think so many women specifically, I think are going to be like, you're speaking from my experience. Yes, I've lived this. And it's really cool.
It's also really cool because like the album aesthetically and even like so many of the themes in terms of it, it's like, there's a lot of like lip gloss and nails and whatever. It's like very hyper femme.
Yes.
Which is so fun because it's like I feel like I'm really tapping into the fun of like the feminine experience and sensuality and like even like the things that we do, like the like all those like different
the hair.
No, it's so good. And I'm so excited personally to hear the whole thing, but I'm excited.
I can't wait.
Because I think people, the beauty of conversations like this is like, I haven't really seen you like this online. We're like,
I know.
You really are like our girlfriends. Like, I feel like we're all friends with you now and I get you. And you just feel like someone that is very like relatable.
Well, that's why I wanted to do this podcast too, because I was like, I feel like it's like very for the girls. And I feel like my album is like very like for the girls. And also like so much of it was like it's so much of me and who I am is inspired by my friends. And you know what I mean? And like that dynamic and like, drinking wine and talking about like whatever the worst sex you've ever had. Like that's like, that's life. That's life. That's the best part of life.
What message do you hope fans take away from this album when it comes out?
Ooh, that's a great question. I really think it's live your questions. And I would add a bonus to that is I think it's like really embracing the playfulness of it, like the playfulness of being alive, of being a girl. And I think that's honestly why so much of this album has themes like, I don't know, like sex or whatever, is because it's playful. And it's
playful and it's hot.
It's hot. And being hot is fun.
Yeah. Like some of the lyrics I was like, oh, Camila. Like, let's go.
Well, I think it's like just like this spirit of, I think, freedom and like just like ownership and really just like owning your fucking life. And I don't know, just like fucking being free and being you.
I am so excited for you. The Daddy Gang will support you the minute this comes out. And
Daddy Gang.
I can't thank
Father
you enough
Cooper.
for sitting down. I know that you don't do this often and like you're a fucking pro. I could do this with you all day.
Well, me too. And I knew that it would happen like that because I really was like, I was listening to your stuff and I was like, oh, this is a girl that like I would be friends with, you know? But thank you for real for making me feel so comfortable. Of course. You're so kind. And
I love you.
And I love this wine and I love you too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're the best.